I'm here with U.S. Congressman Jeff Hurd for Colorado District 3. Congressman, thank you so much for joining me today.
Happy to join you, Kyle.
Perfect. So I know a lot of Coloradans here on the Western Slope are wondering about the government shutdown. So, I mean, how is that going to be affecting here on the Western Slope?
Well, it's not good. Now, House Republicans, we did our job. We got the continuing resolution, which is the piece of legislation that would keep the government open, passed. We did that several weeks ago. Now it's up to the Senate. The Senate is controlled by Republicans, but we have a filibuster rule, which requires at least 7 Democrats to pass the bill that would keep the government open. This is legislation that Democrats have agreed to on a bipartisan basis in the past, and we're hoping that they do their job and get that bill passed just like we did in the House of Representatives. Unfortunately, it's now been 8 days that the government's been shut down, but I'm hopeful that Democrats will come to their senses, end the shutdown, and get people back to work.
Gotcha. Does it seem like anything is going to be coming to a close anytime soon from what you're seeing?
Well, we'll have to see. Like I said, I've heard folks say, well, you need to be negotiating Republicans, and I guess I would say, I don't think there's anything to negotiate here. We didn't pass legislation to keep the government open with any special poison pills or partisan riders or anything like that. It really is just a clean funding bill that would continue government spending levels at numbers that Democrats have agreed to before. I think we're going to be seeing some pressure going forward with government employees not receiving their pay. Men and women in uniform are not going to be receiving pay actually a week from today, which is not a good thing at all. And so I think pressure is going to be increasing on Democrats to do their job and pass this legislation and reopen the government.
Gotcha. And you were just talking about one of many things. Now, are there any other topics or issues that people have been reaching out to you as their constituent?
Yes, certainly when it comes to pay, opening, making sure our national parks are open. That's an issue that's going to be affected by government funding. Another issue is FAA transportation when folks are traveling in and out of airports here on the Western Slope, in Southern Colorado, and also DIA. With the lapse in government funding, I think we're going to be seeing some increased delays in that area as well. So it's also in my office when we have veterans that are asking for assistance from the Veteran Affairs Administration. Some of the responses that we're getting are not as fast as we would like, and so it's going to be affecting people. It's already affecting people. It will be affecting people more in the days to come. Hopefully not weeks to come. Hopefully we get this done here in a short amount of time.
Gotcha. And I know you were talking about DIA and basically how it's going to be affecting delay flights there. Now, knowing that Grand Junction is kind of like in the middle of a hub between Salt Lake City and Denver, now could that be affecting, because there are a lot of people that rely on tourism here, especially I know in the Montrose area here as well, but could that also be affected as well?
That's a really great question, yes. Tourism and making sure that people can get here easily is something that's important, and having federal funding to ensure that we have not only air traffic controllers, but also park rangers and folks that are in their national parks that take care of the land, that make sure people are safe. Having those resources to make sure that we can welcome visitors is also something that's very important as well. And so that, I was up in northwest Colorado in Rio Blanco County, talking with some farmers and ranchers about wildfire mitigation issues after the Lee and Elk wildfires we had this summer. They're not able to do the work that they need to do because the Farm Service Administration is closed. So it's affecting not just travelers, not just visitors, not just men and women in uniform, but also farmers and ranchers in western Colorado. And that's another reason that we need to get the government open again.
Gotcha. And is that one of the many takebacks you're going to bring back to Washington when you do go back?
Yes, absolutely. Getting the government back online. Look, we have a lot of problems that we need to address in Washington. You know, one of the things I hear about and I know about is the cost of health care and health insurance. That is a top issue for me. I know a lot of my Democratic colleagues are talking about that. I'm committed to finding a solution to those issues. I'm on legislation that would extend the enhanced premium tax credit portion of the Affordable Care Act. I'm ready to have those discussions, but we need to have them in the context of a government that's open, which is why it's important for the Senate to do its job, reopen the government, and let's get back to work.
Gotcha. And basically you were talking about, you know, both parties in between, but basically I know that the polls are showing Americans are frustrated with both political parties during the shutdown. Do you see room for compromise with Democrats and House and Senate?
Yeah, I understand people are frustrated. I'm frustrated too. I like to be back in Washington right now working and doing the job that people elected me to do. I think it's important that we get together as Republicans and Democrats and work on these issues. But again, the fundamental issue is let's get the lights back on. Let's get people back to work. Let's make sure that the people that I'm representing get the services they need, and that our men and women in uniform get the pay that they deserve and that they're entitled to. We need to work together on a whole host of problems, but we're not going to be able to even get that started unless we get the government open. And I urge my colleagues on the other side of the aisle, both here in Colorado and across the country, to pass that legislation that's nonpartisan. It's legislation that we've done before that will get the government back open again.
Gotcha. One more follow-up in regards to the Democrats. So basically, Democrats are saying they won't pass a stopgap budget bill without Republicans agreeing to extend the expiring Affordable Care Act premium subsidies. You campaign on fighting for equality, affordable health care for residents on the Western Slope. How should this impasse over Obamacare subsidies be resolved?
Well, listen, I'm happy to have that discussion. I'm not just talking about having the discussion. Look at my legislative record. I am co-sponsor on a bill that would have a temporary extension of the enhanced premium tax credits. I know that's something that matters to people in the individual insurance market here in Colorado. I'm committed to keeping those costs low. But we need to have that discussion in the context of the government being open. It's not right for Democrats to hold the federal government hostage, essentially, and pay hostage while they're negotiating and trying to get leverage to advance this issue. It's a policy issue that I'm willing to discuss. My view is we need to have something more temporary. The Democrats are asking for an unlimited, indefinite extension. I don't think that's good public policy. There's definitely something that I'm willing to consider, probably on the shorter end, but we need to get healthcare costs under control. This is an important part of that discussion. I'm ready to have it, but we need to get the government open first.
Gotcha. But Congressman Hurd, thank you so much for joining me today here in studio at KREX, KFQX. But appreciate your time taking your busy schedule.
Happy to join you, Kyle.
Thank you so much.